champ now. Yes, I didn't see him. What are you looking so sad about, champ?
I'm surprised. I mean, I'm really insulted. That's not right, what you just said.
What do you mean, what I just said?
I mean, I'm getting a drink of water. I'm late getting home, but you talking. I said something about the greatest heavyweight champ, man. I'm a hometown man, and you talking about Joe Louis, man. Joe Louis wouldn't be nothing for me. Joe, I tell you, Joe, do you think you would have stood a chance with me?
Well, one time during my career, I was on a Formula One tour.
I would have been a bum compared to you.
What's happening, my people? It's Cat Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. That's right, you know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Boxtorian, bringing you all that boxing history. Boxing is the greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it. Can't get enough of it. Salute to Miss Cass, because without her, none of this would be possible. Salute to everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cass Sports, the Boxtorian. Today, the life and career of the monster, Naoya Inoue, the monster, Naoya Inoue. That's the family today. It's Friday, back at the end of another big week of boxing history. We're going to take a look at the monster today. It's the first Friday of the month. We look at an active boxer. Number 2 on most pound for pound list, behind Alexander Usyk since Bud has retired. And tomorrow, the big fight of the weekend is Nick Ball is defending his WBA title at 126 featherweight against Brandon Figueroa over in Great Britain. We gotta have to That should be a good matchup. Kind of leaning toward Figueroa, but he's going to have to make it convincing or get Ball up out of there, because over there in the UK with Ball is a hard target, little short guy. Hard to hit, but he likes to get up in there and brawl, but small target. But Brandon not getting no split decisions or anything like that. He's going to have to make it convincing, or he's to get Ball up out of there, okay? Not common to get a split decision against a fighter from Great Britain in Great Britain. Just is what it is. But if you want that WBA featherweight belt, you're going to have to go to Great Britain to get it. Nick ain't playing. Okay? But yeah, today we're going to talk about the monster. One of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the sport today. I'm waiting for him to make that move to 126. Everybody's clamoring about him and Shushu. I don't think him or Shushu can beat Rafael Espinoza. Okay? Him or Shushu. Neither one of them talking about Espinoza. They know what time it is. Okay, but let's get into our fighters today. We got a lot to get to today. Let's start out with our classic fighters today. Okay. Could be a fight from the 30s, 40s, 1800s. Could be a fight from last week. But it's a fight from the past. So without further ado, let's get into our fighters today. All right. Okay, so our fight of the day today is Muhammad Ali versus Jimmy Young. April 30th, 1976. Who really won? Okay, who really won? Technique in the building. Salute Technique. How are you today? Happy Friday to you. We're gonna profile Naoya Inoue today. But first, our fight of the day, Ali versus Young, all the way back in 1976. Let's get into that. Let's salute Technique. Technique says Espinoza is ducking Nick Ball. Wow. I didn't know that. I couldn't see any reason why he would be ducking Nick Ball. One is 6'2", one is 4'11". But salute Technique. Let's get into the fight of the day today. Ali Young. Muhammad Ali versus Jimmy Young was a professional boxing match contested on April 30th, 1976 for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Ali won the fight through a unanimous decision on points. This fight was aired live in prime time on ABC with Howard Cosell calling the action from the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland. Now, the fight was Ali's sixth defense during his second championship reign. By comparison, Jimmy Young had a relatively unimpressive record, but had scored several big wins. Most notable at this point was his win over Ron Lau, leading him to being ranked number 3 overall heavyweight since 1975. Now, Ali did not believe Young would be a difficult opponent. Okay. Prior to the fight, Muhammad Ali's trainer, Angelo Dundee, put up a message board to Ali saying, remember San Diego? That was when Ali, overweight, lost a 12-round split decision to Ken Norton on March 31st, 1973. In that city, knowing just before this fight, Ali had trained lightly. So Angelo was giving him a little reminder. You know, don't take Jimmy Young lightly like you did Ken Norton. Okay? Ali came into the fight at 230 pounds, the heaviest he weighed for any fight until his final fight in 1981, when he weighed 236 pounds against Trevor Berbick. So coming into the fight against Young, Ali was at the heaviest he had been in his career at that point, and the second heaviest of any fight in his career except for his last one against Trevor Berbick. So Angelo was telling him don't take it lightly, but it looked like Ali was taking Jimmy Young a little lightly. So let's see what happened. The fight. The fight was a hard fight, hard-fought defense for Ali, who found himself struggling against the crafty challenger. Young's footwork and defensive skills made it stylistically difficult for Ali. And for most of the fight, Young did well against the champion. During the fight, on 6 occasions, Young ducked outside of the ropes when he began to be seriously pressured by Ali. This was done in the 7th, 8th, 12th, twice in the 13th, and once more in the 15th round. When he did it in the 12th round, the referee ruled it an official knockdown and began to count Young out. Young pulled his head back into the ring at the count of 2. Young's decision to duck outside the ring did not go over well with the judges, costing him points, and was one of the chief factors for him losing the fight. Okay, that was one of the main reasons he lost. He kept ducking his head outside the ring. When the decision was made, the crowd loudly booed. Ali won by decision with the 3 judges voting for him. But it wasn't very popular with the judges. Mike Rim in the building. What's up, Mike Rim? Fight of the day, Muhammad Ali versus Jimmy Young, April 30th, 1976. Who really won? The crowd favored Jimmy Young, but it cost him with the judges. He ducked his head outside the ring like 6 or 7 times during the fight. And when the decision was read, the crowd loudly booed. In the stats department, Young landed 222 punches to Ali's 113. Young outlanded Ali 65-27 in jabs and 187-86 in power shots. The punch disparity highlighted the booing at the judge's decision. Young landed 41.1% of his punches, while Ali only landed 18.9% of his shots. Ali's 113 punches were the lowest Ali ever had in any 15-round fight during his career. So who really won this fight? If Young hadn't kept ducking outside the ropes and got that knockdown counted for one of them, he probably would have got the decision. Howard Cosell, while commentator for this rematch for Ali's rematch with Leon Spinks in 1978, believed that Ali's decline truly began to show with this fight here against Jimmy Young. Although he would successfully defend his title 4 more times after this fight, 3 of them would also prove quite difficult for Ali, with this fight and his eventual 3rd fight with Ken Norton being among his most controversial wins. Top contender Ken Norton, who was in attendance for the Young fight, later stated, Ali looked pitiful. I kept hollering up to him, "Don't blow the money, Ali. Don't blow the money, damn it." Because Norton was planning on another fight with Ali after that, right? And he didn't want Ali to lose. They did have a 3rd fight, and Norton didn't want Ali to lose because he lost that fight to Young, he wouldn't get the third Ali fight. But the Ali you saw tonight, this is still Ken Norton talking, but the Ali you saw tonight is not the guy I have to fight. I wish it was, but it won't be. He'll be ready for me. You can count on it. Ken Norton. Now, Ali never rematched Young, although Young would continue to rise through the ranks, defeating George Foreman for the NABF Heavyweight Championship in 1977, but ultimately losing on a split decision in a title eliminator fight against Ken Norton later that year. And Ken Norton got the Ali fight. Yep, there you have it, the fight of the day. Won by Ali. But who really won? The fans thought Jimmy Young won it. Yep. Okay. So let's get to the monster. Naoya Inoue, the life and career of Naoya Inoue today. How's everybody? It's Friday. Who y'all got, Nick Ball or not Rafael Espinoza, Brandon Figueroa? Yeah, Brandon Figueroa, 126 WBA. Tomorrow, that's the big fight of the weekend. Good matchup, both good top level fighters. Brandon been at top level for a long time. Been in there with Cool Boy, Mark Maceo. Brandon been in there with some real killers. But Nick is a defending champion. And it's tomorrow. I guess the weigh-in is today, right? I missed the final press conference yesterday. But I'm not going to miss the fight. You know, these two guys, you don't have to worry about any kind of whole bunch of profanities and all that kind of nonsense with them. They're not those type of fighters. So weigh-in probably was uneventful. It ain't like a Keyshawn or a Tank weigh-in where you're gonna get pushing and shoving and cursing and all that kind of stuff. Not with Nick and Brandon. Probably uneventful. But the fight won't be uneventful tomorrow. That's where both of these guys do all their talking at in the ring. Okay, tomorrow night. What is it, the Zone? I know Nick is represented, Frank Warren, right? I think it's the Zone, I'm not sure. But whatever it is, I'm really going to see it. But let's get into the life and career of the monster, Naoya Inoue. And then we got, if this runs short, we're going to have 10 of the top Asian boxers of all time. And then we got something, Rise of the Samurai, Japan's boxing golden era. But first, the monster. Naoya Inoue, known as the Monster, is a Japanese professional boxer who holds the undisputed Super Bantamweight World Championship, having unified the WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO titles since December 2023. The Monster was born on April 10th, 1993, in Zama, Kanagawa Prefecture, Japan. Inoue turned pro in 2012 and maintains an undefeated record of 32 wins with 27 knockouts for an 87.1% knockout ratio as of the end of 2025. Last fight was December. We're going to go through all his fights. This is just like a little summary right now, but yeah. 32-0 with 27 knockouts. Okay, for the Monster. Almost 90% knockout ratio for him. I think his last fight was David Picasso, right, in December. I think him and Nakatani is scheduled for May. That's 84.3%. 27 knockouts, 32 fights. Yeah. 84.3%. That was picking up wrong there. Okay. Yeah, I think him and Nakatani is scheduled for May, though. But 32-0, 27 knockouts. 84% knockout ratio for the monster. Now, Inoue's career is marked by exceptional power, speed, and technical precision. Attributes he developed from age 5 under the guidance of his father, Shingo Inoue, a former amateur boxer himself. And that led the monster to early amateur access before his pro debut on October 2nd, 2012. Now, the monster rapidly ascended through the ranks, capturing world titles in 4 weight divisions: junior flyweight, super flyweight, bantamweight, and super bantamweight. 108, 115, 118, and currently the undisputed at 122. Becoming the second male boxer in the 4-belt era to achieve undisputed status in 2 divisions, 4th overall. Okay, behind Clarissa Shields, Katie Taylor, and Bud Crawford, and then Olisanda Usyk came 5th after the monster. Notable achievements include being the only fighter to knock out all 4 major sanctioning body champions in a single weight class and earning the 2023 Fighter of the Year award from the Boxing Writers Association of America, the Ring Magazine, and ESPN. The first for a Japanese boxer in the Boxing Writers Association of America 25-year history. And the big one is the Ring Magazine. He got that one in 2023 too. As of the end of 2025, well, as of right now, the monster is the number 2 ranked pound-for-pound fighter in the world by ESPN, the Ring Magazine, and BoxRec, and Cast Sports The Box Story. Inoue stands at 5'5" with a 67.5-inch reach, fighting in an orthodox stance, and is promoted by Top Rank as a future first ballot Hall of Famer. Yeah, promoted by the Bob father. Okay, let's look at early life for Naoya Inoue, the monster. Early life. Early life for the monster. Okay, now, wait a minute, excuse me. Okay, now Naoya Inoue, again, was born on April 10th, 1993 in Zama, Kanagawa Prefecture, Japan. He grew up in a household deeply immersed in boxing, with his father, Shingo Inoue, a former amateur boxer, who served as his primary trainer and mentor for his entire boxing career, amateur all the way up to this day. His father has been his trainer. His father, Shingo, introduced Naoya to the sport at the age of 5, sparking an early fascination driven by his father's own experiences and the constant presence of boxing equipment and routines at home. Inoue's family reinforced this boxing-centric environment. His mother, Minyo Inoue, supported the household's focus on the sport, while his younger brother, Takuma Inoue, and cousin, Koki Inoue, also pursued professional boxing careers, creating a competitive yet nurturing atmosphere. And his brother, Takuma is also a former champion. Former and future, I believe. Former and future champion. his younger brother, Takuma. From a young age, Naoya demonstrated a strong determination to excel in boxing, training rigorously under his father's guidance and deciding early on to turn professional, viewing the sport as a path to personal achievement and family legacy. Physically, Inoue developed as a compact, powerful fighter, standing at 5 feet 5 inches tall with an orthodox stance that suited his aggressive style from the outset. This early foundation in a dedicated family setting laid the groundwork for its rapid progression in the sport of boxing. Okay, let's take a look at the Monster's amateur career now. Amateur career for the Monster. There he is. Amateur career. Naoya Inoue began his amateur boxing career in 2009 at the age of 15, following early training under the guidance of his father, Shingo Inoue, a former amateur boxer himself, who introduced his son to the sport as a child. In his debut competitive year, Inoue captured the Japanese interscholastic athletic meeting title and the Japanese Junior National Championships, demonstrating early dominance in national youth tournaments. The following year, in 2010, he earned the bronze medal at the Asian Youth Championships in Tehran, Iran, after advancing through the Japanese Junior Selection Tournament, marking his most prominent international achievement to that point. Inoue's overall amateur record is reported as 75 wins against 6 losses, with 48 by the way of knockout, though the exact figures have been debated due to the informal nature of some Japanese amateur fights. His national successes underscored his rapid talent development. Despite his promising trajectory, Inoue's amateur tenure was brief, as he turned professional in October 2012 at age 18. Influenced by his father's coaching and belief in his readiness for the paid ranks amid his swift progress. Okay, so Shingo said the Monster was ready, so he turned pro at age 18. Professional career of the Monster. Okay, let's get into it. Professional career for the Monster. Started out at 108, junior flyweight. 108 was where it all started for the Monster. Okay? Naoya Inoue entered professional boxing in the junior flyweight division, 108 pounds, making his debut on October 2nd, 2012 against Kryson Omayayo, whom he stopped in the 4th round by knockout. His strong amateur foundation, marked by a 75-6 record with 48 knockouts, provided a technical base for his explosive start to his pro career. Inoue rapidly advanced through the ranks with stoppage wins in his initial fights, including a 4th round knockout of Bunam Damakun in January 2013 and a 6th round stoppage of Yuki Sano in April 2013. He claimed his first regional title in August 2013, defeating Ryoiki Taguchi by unanimous decision over 10 rounds to win the Japanese Junior Flyweight Championship. A pivotal, okay, excuse me for a minute. didn't yeah, this is where we are. Made all these beautiful pictures and when they're changing them. Okay, let's continue. A pivotal moment came in December 2013 when Inoue captured the vacant Oriental and Pacific Boxing Federation, the OPBF junior flyweight title, with a dominant fifth-round technical knockout of Gerson Macio. This victory showcased his precision and power against a seasoned regional contender, solidifying his status as a rising prospect in Japan. Inoue secured his first world title in April 2014 during his sixth professional fight, stopping Adrian Hernandez by a six-round technical knockout to claim the vacant World Boxing Council Light Flyweight Championship. WBC was his first title at junior flyweight 108. He made a single defense in September 2014, dismantling Watawas Basapine with an 11th round technical knockout at the Yoyogi National Gymnasium in Tokyo. First title for the monster. Okay, hit the like and subscribe, please. Inoue concluded his junior flyweight tenure with an unblemished 7-0 record, including 6 knockouts, before vacating the WBC title in November 2014 to campaign in the super flyweight division. Throughout this phase, his undefeated streak and knockout prowess earned early acclaim, positioning him as Japan's premier talent in the lower weight classes. So they went from 108 to 115. Okay? 115 was the second weight class, super flyweight. Okay? That's where we are now for the monster. Super flyweight. Okay. All right, super flyweight. Following his success as the WBC junior flyweight champion, Inoue vacated the title in November 2014 to move up 7 pounds to the super flyweight division, 115. Aiming to compete against larger opponents and further develop his power. Inoue made an immediate impact in his super flyweight debut on December 30th, 2014 at the Metropolitan Gymnasium in Tokyo, stopping Omar Andres Narvaez in the second round to capture the vacant WBO super flyweight title. Debut fight in the division, he got the WBO 115. The 21-year-old Inoue overwhelmed the experienced Argentine with precise combinations, dropping him twice before the referee intervened, marking his first world title at 115 pounds and highlighting his seamless adaptation to his new weight class. The monster, debut fight at 115, got the WBO strap. Unconquest in the building. Salute, Unconquest. Be stacked or not to be stacked. That is the hand wrap question. Okay, Unconquest, you said it. I didn't say it. Unconquest said it. Yeah, I remember one fight, man. He took his gloves off. Looked like he had a cast on under the gloves, man. I mean, his hand wraps was like 2 inches up, maybe 3 inches up off his wrist. I was like, God damn, why the hell you need that much tape on your hands? But it's allowed over there, so hey, he's not breaking the rules. It's allowed, so can't knock the hustle. They allow him to do it. But salute Unconquest. Okay. So he won a title at 115 in his first fight in the division. Al Booger in the building. What's up, Al Booger? How are you today? The Monster. Got his first title he got his first title at 108. And he jumped over 112, went straight to 115. 7 pounds up. In his first fight at 115, he got a title. That's where we are now. Anyway, defended the WBO title 6 times between 2015 and 2017, solidifying his status as a dominant force in the division with a record of 8-0, including 7 knockouts. Now, his first defense at 115 came against Rolito Perenas on December 29th, 2015 at Ada City General Gymnasium in Tokyo, where he secured a second-round technical knockout after battering the Filipino challenger with body shots. The second defense was a grueling unanimous decision victory over mandatory challenger David Carmona on May 8th, 2016, also at Ada City General Gymnasium, in which Inoue overcame a hand injury sustained early to outbox the Mexican over 12 rounds and earned scores of 119-109, 117-111, and 116-112, a wide decision. Inoue then secured a non-title 10th round technical knockout victory over Karun on September 4th, 2016 at Ada City General Gymnasium in Tokyo. Subsequent defenses included a 6th round technical knockout of Kohei Kono on December 30th, 2016 at Ariake Coliseum in Tokyo, where a left hook to the body ended the fight after Inoue controlled the pace with superior speed and accuracy. Okay? The Monster, still at 115. Inoue's later defenses showcased his growing knockout prowess and global appeal, including a 3rd round stoppage of Ricardo Rodriguez on May 20th, 2017 at Ariake Coliseum, and his United States debut against Antonio Nieves on September 9th, 2017 at the StubHub Center in Carson, California, when Nieves retired on a stool after the 6th round due to accumulated punishment. This fight was on HBO, okay? And Inoue closed out the division with a 3rd round technical knockout of Yohan Boyois on December 30th, 2017 at Yokohama Bunker Gymnasium, dropping the Frenchman multiple times with body shots and counter right hands. Inoue vacated the WBO Super Flyweight title in early 2018 to campaign at bantamweight, leaving behind a legacy of overwhelming power that drew increasing international attention and positioning him as one of boxing's rising stars. Okay, so now 118. The Monster is going up to 118. Just Do Boxing. is in the building. Salute Just Do. Coming up at 4 p.m. That's who I'm warming you up for. I'm the co-main event. The main event coming up at 4 p.m. Just Do Boxing. Giving everybody their just due. Salute Just Do Boxing, okay? We talking about the monster today. Naoya Inoue, he's about to enter 118. He's been a champion at 108. He skipped over 112, went straight to 115, won the title in his first fight at 115. Went through the division, didn't lose any of his defenses, vacated. Now he's going to 118. That's where we are. Inoue entered the bantamweight division in 2018 after vacating his super flyweight title, aiming to conquer a higher weight class with his signature power and precision. His debut fight at 118 came on May 25th, 2018 against Jamie McDonald in Tokyo, where he secured a first-round technical knockout to claim the WBA bantamweight title, dropping the veteran British champion with a devastating left hook. So he got a title with his first fight at 115, same thing at 118, his debut fight. He got the title. This victory marked Inoue's 16th professional win and established him as an immediate threat at 118 pounds. Coming into the division, he notified him, I'm here. The monster. Okay? So then, just 5 months later, on October 7th, 2018, Inoue defended his WBA title against Juan Carlos Payano in Yokohama, Japan, stopping the former champion with a straight right in the opening round. Payano, a durable southpaw with prior world title experience, offered little resistance. As Inoue's bodywork led to the quick finish, first round, and this solidified the monster's dominance early in the division. These initial fights showcased Inoue's ability to adapt to the larger weight class without losing his knockout power, maintaining an undefeated streak now at 17-0 with 15 knockouts. 17-0 with 15 knockouts. Only taking the distance twice, and that was early in his career, when he was still a prospect. Inoue's bantamweight campaign gained international prominence through the World Boxing Super Series tournament. On May 18, 2019, in his quarterfinal matchup, he captured the IBF bantamweight title by stopping Emmanuel Rodriguez in the second round by a technical knockout, overwhelming the Puerto Rican with a barrage of punches that forced the referee's stoppage. Advancing to the semifinals on November 7, 2019, Inoue faced Nonito Donaire in a highly anticipated clash in Saitama, Japan, in a grueling battle marked by mutual respect and power exchanges, including a fourth-round knockdown of Donaire. Inoue won a majority decision after 12 rounds, unifying the WBA and IBF titles while earning the Muhammad Ali Trophy for the tournament stage. And remember, Donaire broke its orbital bone, broke Inoue's orbital bone in that fight. That was a grueling fight. Yeah, one judge had it a draw. That was Donaire. Inoue won. And the fight was named ESPN's Fight of the Year. And that highlighted Inoue's resilience as he absorbed Donaire's vaunted left hook before pulling ahead on the scorecards. Yep. And he absorbed that broken orbital bone too. Remember? Yeah, he absorbed that broken orbital bone. Man, that's fight on with a broken orbital bone. You know you're getting hit on it again. So yeah, you got to give him his props for that. Now, the World Boxing Super Series tournament final against Nordine Wibali was postponed due to the challenger's withdrawal, allowing Inoue to focus on the defenses. On October 31st, 2020, he dismantled Jason Maloney in the 7th round with a knockout by a left cross, defending his unified fights in Las Vegas amid the COVID-19 era. Yeah, this was in the bubble. Yeah, he got Maloney. That's him and Donaire. Another defense followed on June 19th, 2021 against Michael Desmarinas, whom Inoue stopped in the 3rd round by knockout, extending his bantamweight record to 6-0 with 5 knockouts at 118, 6-0, 5 knockouts in that division. Inoue made another defense on December 14th, 2021, stopping Aran Dapian via 8th round technical knockout in Tokyo with relentless bodywork. These wins demonstrated Inoue's consistency as he dispatched top contenders with ruthless efficiency, averaging stoppages well before the midway point of his fights. Well before the midway point. The monster was getting him up out of there. The path to undisputed status accelerated in 2022. In a rematch with Donaire on June 7th in Saitama, Japan, avenged any perceived vulnerabilities from their first encounter by dropping the Filipino-American legend twice en route to a 2nd round technical knockout, adding the WBC bantamweight title to his collection. Yeah, the second fight, he got Nonito out of there early. Picked up Nonito's WBC title. Okay. This performance against Donaire, attended by a record 45,000 fans, underscored Inoue's growth as he neutralized Donaire's power from the outset. Culminating a division run, Inoue faced Paul Butler on December 13, 2022 in Tokyo, stopping the British Southpaw in the 11th round to claim the WBO title and become the first undisputed bantamweight champion in the 4-belt era, and the first undisputed bantamweight champion since 1972. First since 72, and first overall in the 4-belt era. Yet Paul Butler didn't want to fight though. With a final record at 118 of 9 wins and no losses, with 8 by way of knockout, Inoue vacated the belts in 2023 to pursue Super Bantamweight Conquest 122, leaving an indelible mark of unification and dominance at 118 pounds. Yeah, he dominated just about every division he went to. Gotta give it to him. Okay, 122 now. And up to this point, February 6, 2026, he has dominated at 122. But Nakatani is coming up. I think it's in May. We're going to get to that. Yeah, I think that's side. But super bantamweight for the monster. Let's see, I'm not right on my display. I should be all the way up to Cool Boy. No, I done went too far. But it's okay. There's Cool Boy right there. Okay. Man, I don't know what happened. I skipped the whole line. But let's continue. But that's where we're supposed to be at. Yeah. In July 2023, Naoya Inoue moved up to the super bantamweight division and captured the WBC and WBO titles with an 8th round technical knockout victory over undefeated champion Stephen Fulton at Ariake Arena in Tokyo, Japan. This win marked Inoue's debut at 122 pounds. Okay? And extended his pro record to 25-0 with 22 knockouts. Remember, his first fight at 122 was against Schoolboy. It was the Schoolboy fight. And wow, that shocked everybody, the way he dismantled Schoolboy. And remember, that was the same week of the Bud and Earl fight, remember? And how Bud did Earl? Nobody thought that would happen. Those were the two biggest fights we had in a minute, and everybody thought we was going to get some good fights. And they both were one-sided beatdowns. Monster and Schoolboy was on that Tuesday, remember? 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And then we had Bud and Earl that weekend, so we said, well, we're going to get a good fight this weekend. It was another one-sided beatdown. Remember that? Same week. Yeah, 2023. So after he dismantled Schoolboy, though, this was after the Schoolboy fight. After the Schoolboy fight, there we go. Wouldn't change. Inoue achieved undisputed status in his second super bantamweight fight, stopping Marlon Tapales by a 10th round knockout on December 26, 2023, also at Ariake Arena, to claim the WBA and IBF belts alongside his existing titles that he got from Schoolboy, the WBO and the WBC. This accomplishment made Inoue the second male boxer in history to become undisputed champion in 2 weight classes, following Terence Crawford, building on his prior unification at bantamweight. This was 4-belt, second male at 4-belt, 4th overall because Clarissa Shields and Katie Taylor remember Katie Taylor did it the month before Monster. Clarissa Shields had won 2 4-belt, 2 in the 4-belt era, undisputed. Then Crawford was next, and Katie Taylor did it in November 2023, and the Monster did it in December 2023. Okay? So yes, 4th person overall to be undisputed in 2 weight classes in the 4-belt era. And the victory improved his overall record to 26 wins, no losses, 23 knockouts for the Monster in his career. 26-0 with 23 knockouts for his career now. Inoue has since made 6 successful defenses of his undisputed super bantamweight championship. In his first defense on May 6, 2024, at the Tokyo Dome, he recovered from a first-round knockdown, the first of his career, to knock out Luis Neri in the 6th round. He followed with a 7th round technical knockout of T.J. Doherty on September 3rd, 2024 at Ariake Arena, utilizing precise body shots to force the stoppage. On January 24th, 2025, Inoue secured a 4th round knockout against late replacement Yi Jun Kim at Ryogoku Arena in Tokyo. His 4th defense, that's Luis Neri. I don't know how I keep getting behind like that. Okay. His 4th defense occurred on May 4th, 2025 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, where Inoue survived an early 2nd round knockdown before stopping Ramon Cardenas by 8th round knockout, technical knockout, marking his first title fight in the United States. He had fought here before, but it wasn't a title fight earlier in his career. Then, in September 2025 at the IG Arena in Nagawa, Japan, he defeated MJ by unanimous decision, 117-111, 118-110 twice, over 12 rounds, showcasing controlled aggression, despite going the distance. Okay, so then he for his last fight was David Picasso, right? Which in December 27th, 2025, 12-round unanimous decision against David Picasso. Inoue has discussed potential future moves to higher weights or retirement around 2027 to preserve his legacy. Now, Mike Mazik in the building. What's up, Mike Mazik? Talking about Naoya Inoue, the monster. Just running through his career, covering not all his resume, but some of his bigger fights, like Donaire Cool Boy, MJ, Louis Nery. But now, the salute Mike Mazik. Inoue is scheduled to make his seventh defense against Junto Nakatani on May 5th, 2026 at the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan, as announced by WBC President Mauricio Suleiman. Some reports indicate possible alternative dates, such as May 2nd or 3rd, due to potential venue scheduling conflicts. Now, who else fighting over there in Japan? Venue scheduling conflict. That's some of Mauricio's BS. Just make the fight, Mauricio, and give us the date. Venue schedule. It's going to be in Japan, right? But there you go. Nakatani on the left, Monster on the right. Yeah. The fight is signed. They just haven't pinned down the date yet, but a tentative date is May 5th of this year. But Mauricio talking about it might change due to potential venue scheduling conflicts. Mauricio trying to see which venue he can get the most money out of. That's all. Yeah. But anyway, Mauricio involved. Money is in there somewhere. More money. But let's look at the Monster's fighting style. But yeah, we're gonna get that this year in May. Nakatani and Inoue. Wow, looking forward to that one. Now, if we can get Boots and Virgil, I'd be happy. I don't care who else fight this year. That was on my Christmas list for this year. Nakatani and the Monster and Boots and Virgil. Then I don't care who fights after that. Okay, let's look at the Monster's fighting style, though. Fighting style for the Monster. Naoya Inoue. Offensive techniques. Now, Naoya Inoue's offensive prowess is anchored in his exceptional punching power, evidenced by a career knockout ratio of 84.3% across 32 pro fights as of the end of 2025. This devastating force is primarily delivered through his signature left hook and right cross, punches that have ended numerous fights with single-shot precision, earning him the moniker, the Monster. His left hook in particular generates explosive torque from a compact stance, allowing it to land with concussive impact, even at range. A key element of Inoue's attack is his emphasis on body shots, particularly early liver hooks designed to sap opponents' mobility and stamina. These shots, often thrown as left hooks to the midsection, have proven debilitating, as seen in his 2019 unification fight against Nonito Donaire, where a precise liver hook in the second round forced a prolonged recovery and shifted momentum decisively. Inoue targets the liver with surgical accuracy, exploring openings created by feints to the head, which disrupts defensive posture and exposes the body. Yeah, and that other combination we was talking about, the left hook, the one that got Cool Boy. I think it was, the left hook and the right cross combination. That's the one that got Cool Boy. I felt that through the TV. Yeah. Cool Boy got up, but the referee stopped it because it was getting ready to get bad. Very ugly in there. So yeah, the referee. Cool Boy did get up from that left hook and that right cross left hook. And the referee jumped in there and stopped it though, because that was getting ready to get bad for Cool Boy. He was on the way to sleep. I hate to say it, but Cool Boy was on the way to sleep after that. He was out of it. He didn't even know where it was at. I don't even know how he got up, but he got up. But fortunately, we had a good referee and jumped in and stopped it. That was the best stoppage I've seen in years. That needed to be stopped. Okay, so let's continue. We talked about his fighting style. Inoue's combinations exemplify an unorthodox yet fluid multi-punch approach, blending the high-volume aggression of Mexican boxing influences, such as those from idols like Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales, with Japanese precision and timing. He unleashes flurries that mix head and body targets unpredictably, often obtaining 3 to 5 punches in rapid succession, including right crosses to the temple, followed by body hooks to overwhelm defenses. This style allows him to maintain offensive momentum without telegraphing intent, turning pressure into inevitable damage. His aggression is relentless, characterized by forward pressure that corners opponents while employing subtle feints to draw counters and set up power shots. Inoue uses shoulder and head feints to provoke reactions, creating windows for his explosive counters, which his footwork briefly positions to exploit. This calculated intensity ensures sustained output, with feints marking his true intentions amid constant forward movement. Inoue's offensive evolution has seen his power amplify from the super flyweight division onward, attributable to natural muscle gains and refined technique as he ascended weight classes to bantamweight and super bantamweight. Early in his career at lighter weights, his knockouts relied on speed and accuracy, but post-super flyweight, the added mass enhanced his punch force, resulting in higher impact finishes against larger opponents. Now, defensive and footwork elements. Defensive and footwork elements. Technique says 122 to 200. Really only guy that's probably better is Usyk. That's the top 2 in the pound for pound too technique right now. Since Bud is gone, yeah. Top 2. Usyk is 1, Monster is 2. Good observation right there, technique. 122, 200. Only guy probably better is Usyk. Those are the top 2 pound for pound right now. Okay, let's look at his defensive and footwork elements for the Monster. Now, Naoya Inoue's footwork is characterized by precise lateral movements and quick pivots that allow him to control distance and create optimal angles for engagement. He employs a widened stance with his body weight slightly forward, providing exceptional balance and stability that enables rapid adjustments to incoming threats. This setup facilitates smooth transitions between advancing and evading, keeping his feet close to the canvas to minimize energy expenditure while maximizing positional awareness. In terms of defense, Inoue utilizes a versatile versatile high guard to bait opponents into aggressive advances, often shifting to hybrid or low guards for deception and protection. He incorporates elbow tucks and forearm framing to shield his body and control opponents' arms at close range, effectively neutralizing punches without retreating. His slipping and parrying techniques, combined with subtle head movements, allow him to avoid significant damage, as evidenced by his rare instances of being visibly hurt in professional fights. This defensive framework supports efficient counterpunching, where precise timing turns opponents' misses into opportunities for countershots. Inoue's stamina enables him to sustain this defensive and footwork efficiency throughout fights, maintaining sharp balance and adaptability even in the later rounds. As he has moved up weight classes, from junior flyweight to super bantamweight, his style has evolved to better manage increased reach disparities, emphasizing tighter guards and more calculated pivots to close distances safely. But he has shown occasional vulnerability to high volume pressure, as briefly demonstrated in his 2019 fight against Nonito Donaire, where sustained aggression momentarily disrupted his positioning. His offensive power often mitigates these risks by deterring prolonged pressure. Now let's look at his monster's personal life. Okay? Get into his personal life now. For the monster, Naoya Inoue. Winding down. But we got the backup plan too now. But personal life. Wait a minute. I was talking about his defense. Now, how did I get to that? Personal life for the monster. Personal life and media. Let's take a look at that. Winding down on him though. Naoya Inoue married his high school sweetheart in 2015, maintaining a private relationship that has provided stability amid his demanding boxing career. The couple welcomed their first child, a son, in 2017, followed by a second child in 2019, and a third, their second daughter, in 2021. Got a son and two daughters, okay? Inoue hails from a boxing-oriented family, with his father, Shingo Inoue, serving as his longtime trainer and a former amateur boxer himself. His younger brother, Takuma Inoue, is a pro boxer and former WBA bantamweight champion, who has occasionally sparred with Naoya during training camps. Additionally, his cousin, Koki Inoue, turned pro in 2015 and has competed successfully in the super lightweight division. I haven't heard too much about Koki. 130, wow. 140. Anybody heard of Koki Inoue at 140? I haven't heard absolutely nothing about him. That's the monster's cousin. I'll have to investigate that. Inoue leads a low-profile life in Yokohama, Kanagawa, Japan, where he resides and trains at the Ohashi Boxing Gym. He prioritizes family time during his downtime, avoiding the public eye and social media to focus on personal well-being away from the boxing ring. Inoue has engaged in philanthropy through participation in charity boxing exhibitions, including a high-profile 2021 event in Tokyo that raised funds for community causes. His affiliation with the Ohashi Gym further extends support to youth boxing initiatives in Japan, such as financial backing for promising young amateur fighters. Excuse me for a minute. I had to take a drink. Okay. Media appearances for the Monster. Naoya Inoue has made several notable appearances in Japanese television, variety shows, leveraging his rising fame as a boxing champion to engage broader audiences. He appeared as a guest on a special episode of Shabakiri 007 in 2020, sharing insights into his preparation for major fights. Additionally, Inoue featured on VS Arashi in episodes in 2018 and 2019, participating in games and challenges alongside celebrities, and again in the 2019 episode tied to the promotion of The Secret Life of Pets 2, where he teamed with boxers Akira Yagashi and competed in physical contests. He's been in some Japanese television shows over there with other celebrities, game shows, and stuff like that. In 2018, he joined the annual Gaki no Tsukai, no laughing. Inoue's profile has extended to international documentaries and fight-related films, particularly following his 2019 World Boxing Super Series victory over Nonito Donaire, which propelled his global recognition and led to increased media exposure. The 2020 documentary, Naoya Inoue, The Monster, produced by Board Film, explores his knockout power and career trajectory through interviews and arch rival footage. They made a documentary about Monster. I haven't seen that. 2020. ESPN's 2021 special, The Monster, Naoya Inoue, delves into his bantamweight dominance ahead of a title defense featuring training sessions and personal reflections. More recently, the 2024 ESPN Plus series, The Fight Life, dedicates an episode to Inoue titled Naoya Inoue, The Perfect Fighter, offering behind-the-scenes access to his undisputed super bantamweight campaign and comparisons to legends like Floyd Mayweather. Top Ranks Monster Milestones Naoya Inoue 2024 recaps the achievements over 2 years, emphasizing knockouts against Stephen Fulton and Marlon Tapales. Specific event films have captured Inoue's high-profile unification fights, enhancing his media footprint in Japan and abroad. The 2022 release, Naoya Inoue vs. Nonito Donaire 2, documents the WBS World Boxing Super Series rematch, including pre-fight build-up and the second-round knockout that solidified Inoue's bantamweight legacy. Similarly, Camp Life, Inoue vs. Fulton 2023, an ESPN Plus special, provides exclusive looks into both fighters' training camps ahead of their July clash in Tokyo, where Inoue's 8th round stoppage elevated his pound-for-pound status. Yeah, he was on the map, but that's when he really got on the map. Not because he beat Cool Boy, it was the way he beat him. The way he beat him. We knew Monster was special, but the way he beat Cool Boy, that was special. Another top level 2-belt unified champion. That was Inoue's first fight in the division, and he just dismantled Cool Boy. These productions, along with promotional interviews and Monster Series segments, have amplified Inoue's visibility, especially during his 2023 to 2025 undisputed runs, drawing millions of viewers and bridging boxing with mainstream entertainment. And let's look at some of his boxing accomplishments to close out Inoue, the master. Some of his boxing accomplishments. And he is with all his belts and everything. Look at some of his boxing accomplishments. Just review, because we all know what he'd have done in there. Championships and titles. Now, Naoya Inoue has captured world championships in 4 weight classes, beginning with junior flyweight 108 and progressing through super flyweight 115, bantamweight 118, and super bantamweight 122. His pro title haul includes multiple major sanctioning body belts, making him a 4-division world champion and a 2-division undisputed champion, 4-belt era. Only 5 fighters have done that. In the junior flyweight division, Inoue secured his first major world title by defeating Adrian Hernandez by second-round knockout on April 6, 2014, to claim the WBO belt. Now, prior to that, he won the vacant OPBF light flyweight regional title against Jerson Mancio by 5th-round TKO on December 6, 2013. That's some kind of regional Asian title, the OBPF, out of Pacific Boxing Federation, I think. That's what it is. I think. Anyway, vacated his WBO junior flyweight title in 2014 to move up in weight. Transitioning to super flyweight, Inoue captured the WBO world title with a second-round knockout over Warlito Perinas on December 31st, 2014. He defended this belt 6 times against Omar Andres Narvaez, Payak PT, I'm not messing with his last name, David Carmona, Kohai Kono, Emmanuel Rodriguez, and Johan Boyois, before vacating that belt in 2018 to pursue higher divisions. He went to bantamweight then. Okay? At bantamweight, 118 pounds, the monster began his conquest with a first-round knockout of Jamie McDonald on May 25th, 2018 to win the WBA bantamweight title, which was later elevated to super status. When the regular, then he went to super status. He added the IBF bantamweight title by second-round TKO over Emmanuel Rodriguez in 2019, unifying the WBA and IBF belts. Further defenses included wins over Nonito Donaire, unanimous decision, Jason Maloney, 7th-round TKO, Michael Das Marinas, 3rd-round TKO, Aron Dipper, 9th-round TKO, and a second one over Donaire in 2022. On December 13th, 2022, he defeated Paul Butler by an 8th-round knockout to claim the WBO bantamweight title, and the WBC subsequently awarded him their belt without a fight, making him the undisputed bantamweight champion with all 4 major belts: WBA, WBC, IBF, WBO. He also held the Ring Magazine bantamweight title from 2019 until vacating it upon moving up. The Ring is the real champion in the division, the Ring Magazine title. Okay? He had that, he vacated that when he moved up to 122. Inoue is recognized as the lineal bantamweight champion during this reign. He vacated all bantamweight titles in early 2023 without defenses as undisputed champion to move up in weight. Okay? To 122, where he is now. At super bantamweight 122, he entered as a challenger and knocked out Stephen Fulton in his first fight in the division on July 25th, 2023, WBC WBO. Then he unified all major belts. He stopped Marlon Tapales in December 2023, adding the WBA and IBF to become undisputed in his second division. Okay, and currently he captured the ring super bantamweight title in the Fulton fight and has maintained lineal status in the division, lineal champion and Ring Magazine champion. As of February 2026, he has made 6 successful defenses of the Undisputed Super Bantamweight Championship, including stoppages against Louis Neary, TJ Doheny, Yajun Kim, Ramon Cardenas, MJ, and the last one was David Picasso, right? And there you have it, the monster. Life and career, Naoya Inoue. Yeah, David was in December, right? Picasso, December 27th. That was his last fight. Next one is scheduled to be Nakatani in May. I hope we get that one. I hope nothing will happen. And Mauricio jumping around trying to get money. He said May 5th or maybe May 2nd or May 3rd. See who he can get the most money out of. But I hope we get it. Yeah, that would be a major fight. They're saying the biggest fight in Japanese history. That fight between Nakatani and Inoue. I'm not making no pick. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it. Let's see. We got, let's look at this. Rise of the Samurai. Japan boxing's golden era. Might as well. I already got the pictures in here for it. Oh, that's the monster. That's Nakatani, ain't it? Mm-hmm. That's the old school Japanese. I know who that is, but I can't think of his name right off the top of my head. Is that the Fighting Geraldo? Magahisho Geraldo, something like that. But let's look at that. Rise of the Samurai. I think that's the Fighting Geraldo. He beat the Brazilian guy twice. Only guy that beat him. Best Brazilian boxer in history. Mm-hmm. Eder Joffre. Fighting Geraldo beat him twice. Here we go. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Since we're on the monster today, Japanese boxer. Who y'all got tomorrow in the Nick Ball, Brandon Figueroa matchup? Okay. Bear with me for a moment, please. I can't get the thing to come up. Been looking at it all morning. Oh, here we go. What you really say? Okay. Japan boxing's golden age. Japan boxing's golden age. Now, not found on horseback across blood-stained battlefields, but beneath bright lights inside the confines of ring ropes. And in front of admiring crowds. Japanese boxing has entered a golden age, and it hasn't happened by accident. Success was forged from history. Japan's relationship with combat has always been rooted in respect. From the samurai's Bushido to the regimented traditions of martial arts, fighting was never uncalculated chaos. It was composed control. That philosophy has shaped Japanese boxing for decades. Fighters have been raised on repetition, humility, and relentless attention to detail. Nothing flashy, not loud or brazen, just ruthless and devastatingly effective. For years, Japan quietly produced champions that took to the global stage through sheer skill and courage. Yeah, that is. Fighting Hiralda, Masao Oba, Yoko Gushiken, Kuniaki Shibata, and Yoshio Shirai are recognized as legendary Japanese warriors of the past. Yeah, that is the Fighting Hiralda up there. Okay. Masahiko, the Fighting Hiralda. And the man first name, not fighting. It's Masahiko. Fighting is his nickname. Hiralda is widely regarded as Japan's greatest fighter of all time, reigning as undisputed champion at flyweight and bantamweight, while earning iconic wins over fellow Hall of Famers Ida Joffre, best Brazilian fighter of all time. Only man to beat Ida Joffre in his career, and he did it twice. Okay, the Fighting Hiralda did it twice. Only man to beat Ida Joffre. In 1952, national trailblazer Shiraz secured the flyweight crown and a monumental slice of history as he became Japan's first ever world champion. Not Fighting Hiralda. This was the other guy. Shiraz. I just said his name. Let me say it again. Yoshio Shirai. He's Japan's first ever world champion. Okay. This guy right here. Look him up. You get a chance. Yoshio. That's Hirai. Him. That's Japan's first ever world champion. Yoshio Shirai. Okay, let's continue. If I can find out where. Yeah, 1952, national trailblazer Yoshio Shirai secured the flyweight crown as a monumental slice of history as he became Japan's first ever world champion in boxing history. Meanwhile, Yoko Gushiken was a dominant light flyweight ruler in the late 1970s and early 1980s, with Shibata being a featherweight and a super featherweight champion from the mid 1960s to the late 1970s. Yeah, I had said their first names up there. I don't remember what they were. Yeah, there's Yoshio Shirai right here. He was the first ever Japanese champion in boxing history. Okay. And Oba, he's one of Japan's best ever. He was a talented flyweight champion whose reign was cut short with his tragic death at just 23 years old in 1973. He became known as the Eternal Champion and left a significant mark in his sadly shortened career. Yeah, he died at 23. Those esteemed names paved the way for future stars to shine in the land of the rising sun, with recent years showcasing an undeniable shift in superiority. Now, in more recent years, the likes of Koki Kameda, Kosai Tanaka, and Kazuto Ioka are other elite level world champions who enjoyed admirable histories in the ring as Japanese fighters, helping to propel their nation's overall stature in the sport of boxing further, and then become the Big Bang and the Monster. You know what Big Bang is? That's Nakatani. We come to Big Bang and the Monster. At the forefront of the latest generation stands Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani as they charge through the pound-for-pound rankings and remain on a collision course for the biggest fight in Japanese boxing history. Inoue has dominated and established himself as arguably the number one fighter on the planet, with his relentless tear through 4 weight classes, including 2 undisputed crowns. Okay? We just talked about the Monster. So let's go into Nakatani. Yeah. There's both of them right there. Yeah, Nakatani. Where's Nakatani? Now, closely tracking Inoue in this latest era of Japanese greatness, Big Bang Nakatani maintains his own career surge. Taller, rangier, but equally devastating as the Monster, Nakatani has proved he's just as dangerous in the lower divisions. Both these fighters are undefeated, multi-weight champions, and they embody Japan's modern samurai calm, ruthless and unshakable, and composed. These are fighters who break opponents without breaking character. Undefeated and climbing divisions with quiet authority, Nakatani doesn't announce himself. He advances elegantly with sharp fluidity and clinical finishing abilities. Now, both these fighters represent the next evolution of Japanese boxing. Champions built not just to carry belts, but to proudly carry Japan's golden era forward. The whispers already started when the two reached the pinnacle of different divisions, just a few pounds apart. Now, they're in the same division. And these are two warriors from the same nation, and they're on the same path. They're on a collision course. Now, Japan's rise has been built steadily over the decades. It's a testament to the nation's warriors' roots of resilience. Fighters are taught patience, persistence, and pride in their craft, all without arrogance. It's why Japanese champions rarely unravel in the heat of battle. From lighter divisions matchups on local shows to global main events, Japan is now one of boxing's national powerhouses with a conveyor belt of talent coming through. A conveyor belt of talent coming through. There's the main two right there. As well as Nakatani Inoue, who lead the national surge, Japan has boasted many other recent world champions across the lower weight classes, including Seiya Tsutsumi, Masamiki Yabuki, and Takuma Inoue, Monster's little brother. Unlike eras built on bravado, Japan's champions carry themselves with restraint. Victory is acknowledged, not over-celebrated. Defeat is accepted, but not excused. That restraint is what makes the eventual outcome more satisfactory. When their moments arrive, there's no hesitation to pursue victory at all costs. But there's also a sense of honor in the bloodshed from any unavailing ventures. This is boxing stripped back to its core for fighters with one code and no excuses. From swords to gloves in the golden era. The samurai never disappeared. They adapted to the times. Their armor became hand wraps, and their blades turned to fists. Their code became discipline under fire. Inoue, Nakatani, and all of those rising behind them aren't just leading the way. They are redefining how the world understands Japanese boxing. It's not a trend, but an ascendance to the pinnacle that has been gradually built over time upon foundations laid by legends of the past. This is the golden age of Japanese boxing, where discipline has been forged with destruction and honor is still fought for in blood. From the samurai code to the squared circle, the unbreakable spirit remains the same. The warriors have risen again. Japanese boxing. All right. Let's real quick look at some of these greatest Asian boxers of all time. Not just Japanese, some of the greatest Asian boxers of all time real quick. We got a couple of minutes left. Yeah. Let's take a look at them. Few names. Some of the greatest Asian boxers of all times. Appreciate everybody that's rocking with me today. For the monster, Naoya Inoue. Number 2 pound for pound boxer in the world right now. Killer in there too. He got that finishing ability. When he smelled blood, like a shark in the water. Not too many get away when the monster gets you hurt. 84% knockout ratio. Tough guy too. Remember he fought Nonito and they had that broken orbital bone. That's tough there because you know you're getting hit on it again. I'd quit. I'd say that's it. I'm out. My orbital bone broke. I'll tell my trainer, cut these gloves off and you put them on and go out there. You ain't the one with the broken orbital bone, right? I already earned my check. I'm gonna go back out there with a broken orbital bone. But the monster did it. And won the fight too. Mm-hmm. Yep. Went back out there and won it. That's that warrior spirit I was just talking about. Okay. Some of the 16 best Asian fighters of all time, not just Japanese agents. We have, as the world's largest and most populated continent, it should come as no surprise that Asia has produced more than its fair share of boxing greats. The Philippines, for instance, has a boxing culture every bit as deep and rich as the United States, the United Kingdom, and Mexico. Some of boxing's most iconic and longest-serving world champions have hailed from Asia, and the region continues to shape the current landscape of the sport. Naturally, it's the lighter weight classes where Asian fighters dominate, where speed and technique reign supreme. Hiroki Ioka, Japan's youngest world champion. He was at 105 minimum weight and junior flyweight 108. 33 wins, 8 losses, 1 draw, 17 knockouts for his career. Aoki Ioka. He had the WBC minimum weight championship and the WBA junior flyweight championship. Oh my goodness. Virafal Sahaprom, or something like that. From Muay Thai champion to boxing legend. 1994 to 2010. And Hiroki Ioka fought from 1986 to 1998. This next Seraphim fought from 1994 to 2010. Bantamweight his entire career. 2-time bantamweight champion, had WBC, WBA, WBC. Shoji Oguma, Japan's resilient flyweight champion. Shoji Oguma, 1970 to 1982, fought at flyweight his entire career. 38 wins, 10 losses, 1 draw, 20 knockouts. WBC flyweight champion. Elyas Pikal. He was a 3-time IBF super flyweight champion. Now what? Oh, here we go. Yeah, 3-time super flyweight champion. 3-time. For the super flyweight his entire career. 1982 to 2000. He's just some great Asian boxers. As we covered the monster today. Yoko Gushigan. He was known as the Fierce Eagle. 1974 to 1981. 24 wins, just 1 loss in his career. Junior flyweight 108 for his entire career. 24 wins, just 1 loss. His entire career. Wow. I think that might have been his last fight, too, that he lost. Yeah, we talked about him before, remember? Lost his last fight and retired. I don't even know why. Okay, that was Yoko Gushigan. Lost his last fight and retired. Okay. Okay, that was Yoko. Okay. Oh my goodness. Poncelek Wanjanakan. He's a Thai fighter. What the, keep going out on me, man. Thai fighter. The Thai holds a title defense record. He was at flyweight. I think he got the most defenses ever, consecutive. 91 wins, 5 losses in his career. For that flyweight his entire career. One of the best flyweights in history. Over 6-year spell, the Thai fighter successfully defended his title 17 consecutive times against 16 different opponents, which remains a flyweight record to this day. To this day. Nonito Donaire. Donaire became a champion in 3 different decades. Nonito fought at flyweight, super flyweight, bantamweight, super bantamweight, and featherweight. Held many titles. Nonito Donaire. Still active, too. Kosai Galaxy, one of boxing's greatest knockout artists. One of boxing's greatest knockout artists that he fought way down there. Yep, Kosai Galaxy. Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. ain't Asian. Get the Floyd Mayweather Jr. Damn. Bear with me for a minute. We'll get ready to check out in a few moments. We was just looking at some other Asian greats since we looked at the monster today. Yeah. I looked at the Asian fighters and Floyd Mayweather Jr. popped up. Wow. You got an Asian in his family? Okay. Let's see. Where were we? Yeah. He had 17 title defenses against 16 different opponents. And it's still a record to this day at 112, 17 consecutive. Mayang Wu. He avenged his only loss to Hiroki Ioka. One loss in his career, he avenged it. 39 wins and 1 loss in his career. For the junior flyweight, his entire career, 108. Just 1 loss. In his entire career. Not bad. Okay, that's going to be about it because my equipment went south on me. But it's Friday. Hope everybody enjoyed another week of boxing history. We'll be back next week with another one. Nick Ball, Brandon Figueroa tomorrow. I can't call that one. I ain't got Figueroa stopping Nick Ball, and I think it's going to be hard for Figueroa to get a fair shot over there as far as the decision goes. So, Nick Ball will probably come out of it with his title. Even if he loses a close fight. That's why he always fights in the UK. They like that home cooking over there. Mm-hmm. But Brandon may go in there and dominate him and leave him no choice but to give him the decision. But we'll see. That's tomorrow. I think it's the zone. I know Frank Warren promotes Nick Ball. He was part of that 5 versus 5 when they shut Eddie Hearn out. Yeah. Just Do Boxing coming up next in these YouTube streets. We got BVL. Oh, BVL don't come on tonight. That's right. Mike Mazik, Just Do Boxing, Al Booger, Unconquest, Mike Rim, Technique, and Miss Cass. Appreciate everybody. Oops, for stopping through today. Everybody have a good weekend. Catch up with y'all on Monday. But if it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Boxtorian bringing you all that boxing history. Appreciate y'all. Everybody have a great weekend.